Hey gang, Ronan here. As you can see in this game, we've got Tuflehut in the Jean Bart, which is a very fun ship. I struggled a lot with it when I first got it. Finally started to figure it out a little bit, and have since just moved on to other ships as I've tried to complete some lines and work through some various missions. But really fun ship to play. It's got, as you can see, heal. Speed boost, which is really cool on a battleship. If you've got Georgia, you know what I'm talking about. And it also has rapid reload, which, with this ship, because of its speed, it can reposition to some surprising places in a hurry. And if it catches broadside, you know, an enemy cruiser or battleship, and then uses that rapid reload, it's devastating. I mean, it can do just fantastic amounts of damage in a really short period of time. We're on an epicenter map, which is challenging. Going back to when they introduced this type of setup with epicenter, the whole idea, at least at the time, was to kind of force teams to engage a little bit more, to get away from the sit back, long-range sniping kind of game. Unfortunately, so many of the choices that Wargaming have made about this game, at least in my opinion, have just reinforced the importance of sitting back and sniping, especially for battleships. And with the upcoming commander skill rework, I understand that it looks to me, I guess, and apparently to some others, like it's just going to enforce that, to reinforce that game style of sitting back and sniping, especially for battleships, even more. So we'll see what happens in this game. Let me get out of the hypothetical and get back to what we're actually looking at here. In terms of threats, Richthofen is always a threat against a battleship. It's a deadly ship. And torpedo threats, Z-46, reasonably hard-hitting torpedoes that reload fairly quickly. Alond, of course, the pan-European destroyer torpedoes themselves don't do a whole heck of a lot of damage. What they do is they reload fast, and they are super fast in the water. So they are a real flooding threat, because if you get hit by one, even though it doesn't do a whole lot of damage, if it floods, it won't be that long until you'll have another spread of 75 or 80, or the higher tiers up to 90 or so kilometers per hour speed torpedoes coming your way, and they're very hard to dodge. By the time you see them, if they're on track to hit you, it's almost impossible to avoid getting hit. Friendly Worcester goes down to the enemy CV. No surprise there. Those of you who know me know how I feel about the state of CV play in this game right now. AP's loaded, got a broadside Montana there. You can see he's got his guns pointed elsewhere. So one Citadel shot, 9 hits on target at this point. And our hero is posted up behind an island here to minimize damage from various other angles. He's loading AG because the North Carolina was angled pretty well. He's got a shot on the Montana, but it looks like he's going to stick with North Carolina and try and help burn him down. He's got Thunderer, which is probably spamming HE. He's got Seattle, probably spamming HE. Almost certainly the Aryan. Well, somebody's firing AP from over there. Nice damage, and took out some AA defense. Z-46 and Hollande both in the center of the map. Masacio's having to fall back. You can see Fletcher's behind an island. Not sure why Fletcher is behind an island, unless he's worried about the threat of Buffalo down there. Tirpitz takes out the Hollande, that's great. There's a broadside opportunity on that Buffalo, but you need to have AP loaded to really take advantage of that. He's going to use it to headshot North Carolina here, probably take him down. That's nicely done. And back to AP. Montana is still sitting out there. Buffalo is not angled very well. Reload booster is going to be up here in just a few. That looks like it's going to hurt. No, just some chip damage. Good guys are down one cruiser, bad guys are down a battleship and a destroyer. Montana may not have looked angled, but he certainly was, and Tuffle has opted to use HE in order to try and get some fire started and do some damage over time. Thunderer and Seattle. It's good that they're creating some angles and some crossfires. But if they keep pushing into open water, I think they're going to be in trouble because you get a Musashi, Odin, Smolensk. There's a lot of HE spam out there in addition to some heavy AP from the Musashi. Tuffle's loaded AP. Choices, choices, choices. He goes for the Montana. Montana is just coming to a stop. Looks like Thunder and Seattle have stopped their push, thank goodness. So he's aiming a little bit. Holy cow, Sashio, Irian, and Key all go down. Back to AP. Buffalo reversing from torpedoes. He's liable to throw it into first and start heading forward again. I don't know whether these are going to be reloaded in time. Probably not. Recognizing that, targets the Montana. Meanwhile, good guys are down 4 ships. Battleship, 2 cruisers, and a destroyer. Nice shot, Citadel. Bad guys are only down 3 ships, but they've lost both of their destroyers. That can be important late in the game, assuming that the enemy CV doesn't just keep the Fletcher spotted till dead. Looks like the end of the Buffalo there, one way or the other, yep. And that opens the door to reposition. It looks like we are moving forward, so this flank is fairly well secure. You still got the Smolensk down there. Montana's falling back. But with no torpedo threats in the water, it's probably safe to move in a bit. That Richthofen is still a huge threat. I mean, there's just no way around that. But it is time to reposition. Now the good guys are at a bit of a disadvantage here. They're down 115 points, 120 points. They do have the center cap, thanks to the Fletcher. Smolensk is holding the second rank for the bad guys, but it looks like he's being pushed, and Charles Martel is also in that second rank. Nobody's been able to secure the outside rank. Tirpitz looks to me to be moving to flank, maybe to support the Seattle. He catches the Smolensk in the process. Well played. Tuffle's going to get a broadside shot on somebody here. He opts to go after the Hindenburg. I think that's a good choice. And he's helping to challenge a great shot. Citadel, 3 overpens and a Citadel. And you can hear the torpedoes coming in. Indy's angled up, but he's going to show broadside again. And you can can see that reload booster is active, so the shells are back up. And another Citadel on the Hindi. Great shot. Fletcher is smoking to help our hero out. Unfortunately, Fletcher was the only spotting for the Hindi, but Hindi's helping out by firing. If we can land in the superstructure and down through the decks, this might be the end for the Hindi. So close. Oh man, you got robbed. Somebody will finish him off here. Yeah, that's it. Fletcher manages to land a shell. Looked like a deck or superstructure hit. Either way, that did the trick. Good guys are back in this. We've got 6 ships. Bad guys are down to 5. 100-point lead now for the good guys, securing the center and the secondary ring. You see our hero very politely offers his thanks for the smoke, which was that was a very nice thing for the Fletcher player to do. And all too often in this game, as I'm sure you're aware, people are not really too mindful of the idea of team play. Montana is he is reasonably well angled, so it looks like Tupel's going to aim for the superstructure using HE shells. He's switching to AP, probably in hope that the Montana is going to bring his nose around. And Montana says, "No, I'm not having any of that. I'm going to stay angled, brother." Well, that's fine. Eventually, Montana's going to have to show side unless he plans to run to J10. And you can see he is coming around. Tupel's going to wait. He's patient. And wait for that angle to close up a bit. You can see the indicator under the reticule there. Montana's spinning around. That's going to hurt. Oh, another Citadel shot. Beautifully done. Now, we've used up all the reload booster, but this Montana, he's in big trouble. And this game is looking pretty good for the good guys at this point, and I think this is probably, given the range, this is probably going to be enough. Nicely done. Double Citadel to finish off the Montana. Yeah, that was really a thing of beauty. Good guys still have 6 ships. Bad guys are down to 3. Good guys hold 2 caps. The bad guys don't have any. This is looking really good for the good guys. And let's not fail to notice 165,000 damage and counting at this point. 7 Citadels, 71 shells on targets. That's roughly 10% of his shots have been Citadels. 2 kills, shot down 8 planes, started 2 fires. Our hero is having a heck of a game here. Sticking with HE against the Thunderer, who is well angled. If Thunderer changes its angle, I imagine we'll see some AP shells. 180,000 plus damage now. Thunderer is remaining fairly well angled here. But he's not angled at all against Vermont. If Vermont keeps pushing forward and Thunderer keeps pushing forward, eventually Vermont is going to have his broadside. Now, Vermont may be tied up trying to hit the Musashi, but there's 3 more decaps. But if Vermont does get a broadside shot on the Thunderer, he can do a lot of damage. Vermont has huge shells, have great AP penetration values. And just continuing to do damage here using the HE. Gonna get a 1 hit here? Looks like we will. If there was a flood there, it's going to spell the end for Thunderer. And this is, yeah, there was a flood, that's it. And this is all over but the shouting at this point. Great game. Sitting at just under 200,000 damage. Loading up AP just to rack up even a little bit more. See somebody complimenting our hero as well as the Fletcher, who I think played a pretty darn good game. There's another decamp there for a total of 4, probably a couple more before this ends. Not a whole lot of bad guys to shoot at this point, just the Musashi and the Richtofen seems to be paying attention elsewhere, which is allowing our hero to just push right into the Musashi and do some significant damage. Nice shot. So this could be kill number 3, and if so, this game's going to end in very abruptly. So I'm going to say right now, a great game, brother. Thanks very much for sending this game replay file in. This was really fun to watch. You did a fantastic job. To those of you watching with me, thanks very much for spending a little bit of time. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.